Hi, I'm Tom Zampakos. Welcome to the Story Every Thursday podcast. First episode with a guest, who I would describe as a stand-up comedian, improv guy, film guy, all-around creative, and above all, my pal. Welcome, Juan Pendas. How you doing?
Thank you for having me, Tom. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we are moving mountains in what the great Werner Herzog once called, and a phrase I love, the conquest of the useless.
Of the useless.
So, if you haven't heard previous episodes, this ongoing saga, we're in the middle of making what's going to be our third short film together.
Yeah. Second creative film, but third.
That's true.
Third shoot.
And the only reason that I really count it as three is because the ad that I wrote and you directed has enough of a story to it that it's still kind of a short film. And
it has enough of a plot and a narrative that you can count it.
Yeah.
It's not just a straight up ad.
Otherwise, I would have forgotten it every.
Yeah.
I mean, if you counted straight up ads, I think there would be more.
Does
Maybe
it?
not necessarily ones that we collaborated on, but still.
Yeah.
But actually, I think to recap and hear your side of the story, because they only heard the story secondhand. The way this got started is we were calling and reminiscing about the films we'd made, and you had the idea because you were driving DoorDash.
I had just started doing DoorDash.
You
Yeah.
just started door dashing, and you had the concept of a movie about a DoorDash driver who, while he's doing deliveries, sees a murder, and then finds he's getting followed during his job, things like that, which was and still is a good concept, but had to be filled out with a script.
And it serves as the basis for this current script.
But what's great is the very car that we planned to something happened to the very car that we planned to set the entire movie inside of.
I knew it was a perfect set piece because,
Yeah.
I mean, for everything from production all the way to like the actual design of the car. And I mean, because the windshield was so big, it was so clear.
Right.
The trunk would open so you could have this nice, great back scene shooting everything. And it was also my dear old car I got it in 2013, right after I broke my leg. So 12 years with the car.
12 years, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long-term relationship with a vehicle for sure.
I used to do Uber back in college. And then
So you'd worked out of this car.
I had worked out of it before I did pizza delivery, chicken delivery.
But we skipped part of the story. I took everybody through in one episode kind of a brief overview of what happened to the car. But tell it from your point of view, because you lived it. I didn't.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was pretty inconsequential, not really that... It's not that great of a story, but the loss of the car is what's great about it, because it meant so much.
What we were going to use it for, how much we needed it.
And it's funny because it all kind of ties back together because I was doing DoorDash again after working many different jobs and struggling to find good proper jobs with bosses that are not absolute crap. And so I started doing DoorDash in my little old trusty car, and I had just gotten in contact with my friend from college, Nicole, and she invited me to a Vampire Weekend concert. And I went to the concert with her. I'm leaving the concert. I'm getting on an I-95. If anybody's from Miami and you know I-95 leaving the Bayside Amphitheater, you know that it's a clusterfuck. Like it's there's cars going 90 miles an hour next to gridlock traffic. And they were also doing construction, as per usual in Miami. And man, I mean, I was on I-95 about to take the west exit onto the 836, the Dolphin Expressway. And for 1 second, I go to put my phone on the phone holder, which I had gotten for DoorDash. For that 1 second, I look up, and the car in front of me had slammed on their brakes. I slammed on my brakes. And they just locked up, and I smacked into the back of these poor girls, probably like 18, 19 years old. They were probably just as scared as me. Sure. And I slammed into the back of them, totaling my car. And one reason why my brakes didn't function properly is because I had actually completely melted the entire ABS system about 5 years ago when my brake pad melted and completely fried all of my components. So that's also part of why my car didn't stop on time.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, because that's why my brakes didn't function properly. And there went my old pal, the Scion XB.
Yeah. We could always, whenever you were showing up to some event or whatever, we could always see that it was you coming from a mile away, because down the road there'd be that funky,
Yep.
shaped, very boxy Scion.
Barreling down the road at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, and we had a couple road trips in that car, so I knew
Yep.
it very well. And
We went to Gainesville. We went to Key West.
yeah.
I slept in it once while you were sleeping on the
Yeah,
floor
when
next to
we
chickens.
camped out on the Keys. That's right. I was on an air mattress and sleeping bag on the parking lot, and you were inside.
Yeah, with the
With
trunk
the seats
open,
down, right?
with the seats down, trunk open, because it was a beautiful day.
It was so perfect.
It was New Year's, right? New Year's Eve.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that or Halloween, because we went to the Keys a couple of times.
Halloween was with Omar.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it was definitely New Year's.
Yeah, we went. We saw the fireworks. We got back, crashed. We were just like, we couldn't set anything up.
Yeah.
We woke up to the sounds of chickens.
I guess that's why we didn't get bit by bugs.
Yeah.
Because it was
A beautiful
Because it was January 1st.
South Florida winter day. Yeah, January 1st,
Last
2022, 21.
Was it 21? A lot
Maybe.
of those years blur together.
I don't know. It was pre-pandemic.
That's definitely true.
Yeah.
We didn't. A pandemic was something still out of sight.
So it might have been 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
And a funny detail about the Scion is that I had just left the Vampire Weekend concert, and I crashed the car. The next day, they tow it, and the tow truck driver offered to just buy it for $500 because it was completely totaled. So I said, screw it, take it.
Yeah.
And I cleared out all my car, and the only thing I forgot in my car was the first Vampire Weekend CD inside of my CD player. I forgot to take out the actual CD because I had the box, and I realized the CD was still in the car.
Oh man.
So it's just full circle.
That is full circle. I actually didn't know that you still made it to the concert. That's really good.
No, it was right after the concert, leaving the concert.
Oh, after
Yeah.
that it happened, the whole crash.
And I had just hung up with one of my best friends, Alex Espinosa. I had just finished a phone call with him. I told him, I'm like, oh, I'll go to your house right now.
Yeah.
30 seconds later, I call him, I'm like, I just totaled the car, man. And then I just hung up, and he told me that that's how he knew I wasn't kidding. Because he was like, oh, classic Juan joke. But the fact that I immediately hung up and that I didn't try to, like, keep him going. Yeah, he was like, oh, no, yeah, it's real.
I mean, that was kind of insane because it was also the other level of insanity to it is the fact that it was kind of your primary source of income.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
But it was interesting because when the cabinetry shop reduced my hours from 40, it gave me a chance to also start DoorDash. Chance, I don't know if you can really call it a chance, but I made up the difference by DoorDash.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like a useful way to live a little research for this upcoming thriller horror thing as well. And things rapidly got sinister, as I've touched upon in
Yeah.
the previous episode. So I kind of see where you were coming from, because when you're doing those deliveries late at night and you're driving past no trespassing signs or trespassers will be shot, or you hear giant dogs
Yeah.
screaming against
The beware of
trains,
dog signs.
or
And also just, late at night,
this one's spooky
just
stuff
you
happens.
with your own thoughts.
Oh yeah.
Your
imagination goes wild. It's
Yeah.
boring to drive and drive and drive. So of course, what are you gonna do but think of, wow, what if a sinkhole opens up right now? The last thing I've ever do
The
is
house
try to
disappears.
bring some, pad thai to the middle of Orange Park, and then the sinkhole just swallows my car forever.
Did Juan die doing what he loved?
Not at all.
No, he did not.
Yeah.
He died giving food away instead of consuming it.
Yeah, but it's just kind of been constant. I would describe it as constant problem solving in between now and then. But you got here.
I mean, I was ready to come by train, if you remember,
I do.
which was a 12-hour train ride. I was kind of looking forward to that because I've never done that.
See, I like that idea
Yeah.
too, because that would have been cool. I was also willing to go down and grab you in my car just so that we could have. It takes a lot of hands on deck to film it to make any kind of movie.
Yeah.
Unless you're just.
I mean, we kind of did not realize it until I got here, and we're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
we got a lot to do right now. Let's go.
We did, and also the way that, because we're so many drafts into the script, we did what I call it. I think I'm the only person who uses this phrase: a backyard budget, meaning you look around what's in your backyard and make the best story you can out of that. It looked so simple on paper. We thought that we would barely spend a dime, that we already owned most of what we
Yeah.
needed, and surprises keep happening. But it's going to be worth it. I'm excited for the cast that we found. They clearly have some talent and some things going on. I think people are going to like them, enjoy watching them, spending time with them. And where to take this next?
Well, I wanted to say that because you said the opportunity, or they said the opportunity to do DoorDash. It's like we've been given this opportunity to fall on hard times, so that way we have enough free time to shoot this movie.
Yeah, well, I consider that the saving grace of
Yeah.
everything, because you could be, say, well, you could work at Taco Bell or be a clerk anywhere for 40 hours a week, and you would basically have the same as if you DoorDashed 40 hours. But the control over schedule lets us audition people, it lets us meet up, it lets us try this thing and submit it to festivals and organize screenings at cafes and bars, and hopefully we're going to make something worth watching and a little
And
bit fun.
I mean, the inspiration also came from this job,
Yeah,
from this
exactly.
gig.
Yeah, it's very strange. I mean, because it does put you in weird situations.
Yeah.
One thing that I haven't quite gotten over is when I walk up to the apartment door and I hear either a fight or domestic abuse going on while I'm.
I had a small child open the door crying while her mom yelled at her to grab the food.
That is rough. That is very sad to.
Yeah.
It's really tough to briefly touch many sad lives. But if you think about it,
They
if
tipped
they're
well, though.
fighting because they're angry, and if they're fighting because they're hangry, you're doing something. About
Yay,
it.
yeah.
You are providing a very necessary, positive, and universal. It's noble work.
I mean, it is actually.
It's
It
noble.
is actually, because nobody realizes it. That, like, we take all the crap from everybody. Like, DoorDash is always out to get us. The customers are always out to get us. And honestly, we're just doing a really simple job, but like that people want and need to a certain degree. You know,
Well, yeah, it is necessary. I mean,
it's got zero glory.
No, not a shred. We don't even get the EMT thing of, oh, you're heroes.
Oh,
You-
so let me mention
the
something that's,
teachers.
I think, such a slap to the face by DoorDash. And by the way, this whole movie is not an endorsement of DoorDash. All right, this is quite the opposite of anything. The slap to the face that it is that when you become a premium dasher, they give you 10% off one order every other Monday on the DoorDash app. Might as well
I
not
know.
give me anything. It's an insult, man.
And before you become a platinum driver, and if you don't know, you become a platinum driver by getting a certain number of 5-star reviews, a certain number of deliveries completed without errors, and then you get to earn a little bit more. But before you've earned it, they absolutely hype up the DoorDash discounts that they're going to offer you.
Yeah.
And you might
Exclusive
imagine-
DoorDash discounts.
Yes, yeah. And you imagine that it's sort of like, oh, maybe it's a discount that like
Free
if you're
delivery
a
or
Starbucks
something.
employee, Starbucks actually gives you a pretty good discount. And if you have a friend who's a Starbucks employee, they kind of hook you up with a lot of those discounts. You wind up with free coffee and pastries,
Yeah.
all kinds of things, and deeply discounted Starbucks stuff.
Or like you get a one free shift meal, for
Or-
example.
yeah, there's that, but there's nothing like that. I mean, like if it were 10% off all the time, I'd shrug and say, hey, nice.
Yeah.
But
10% off all the time.
every other Monday?
And up to $20.
All right, they cap it
Yeah.
as well.
And let me throw this also out there. A great incentive that I saw was you get 2% cash back
Yeah.
on all pay at pump gas. So you have to pay at the pump.
Right.
But they immediately put a hold of up to $100 and they don't return it to you for 48 hours.
Yeah.
So the first time I tried to get that discount, that 2% cash back, I had a $100 hold on my account for 2 days. So I had no money for 2 days.
I don't think that 2% back system's any good either. And when I tried to use it, I just got full-on technical failure.
Yeah, no, I usually pay inside because half the time they're scamming out there. So
What's your worst real-life DoorDash experience?
the worst one. Well, worse than what I saw, or worse that personally to me. Well, I'll just tell you that my biggest f up,
Go for it.
because this was just absolutely catastrophic. So, if you're not from Miami or Peruvian, you probably don't know a drink called chicha, which is it's a Peruvian drink made with purple corn or blue corn, but it's purple, deep purple, like wine purple.
That's cool.
And as you can imagine, it stains like crazy. And man, it was an apartment complex, like 10th floor, one of those that you have to walk through like 3 hallways to just find the elevator and 3 more hallways. And I get to the top floor, I'm carrying a bag of ceviche and 2 chichas. And I take one corner, I was holding it like this, and I clipped the corner with the chichas, and they fell, and in instinct, I try to because when you drop your phone, you try to kind of catch it with your foot.
Yes.
Try to do that, and I just kicked, and it was chicha on the walls, all over me, on the floor. And it happened 3 feet away from the customer's door.
No.
So I just put the bag down, collected as much ice I could get into the cups, and I just ran into the elevator. So, I mean, imagine being that customer coming out and be like, where are my chichas? And then you see just chicha everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not... I can't think of anything right now. Of course, there have been darker moments, both personally and things I've witnessed, but...
Sure.
That was my biggest slip so far.
I've had, yeah. I mean, I've taken a tight turn and spilled a drink or two in my day.
I spilled an entire soup in my car.
I normally just message the customer, or if they haven't opened the door, say, I want to be honest, tell you what happened. Had to hit a hard turn, and the drink spilled. Very sorry about that. And they have not been obnoxious about it once.
Yeah, usually understand.
Very, very understanding for the spilled drink.
Oh, I guess the worst thing I've seen, I saw a car get T-boned right in front of me.
Oh,
yeah.
That is awful. That was awful.
I called 911 for that one and everything. But funny enough, I did not stop because I had a delivery.
Well, you're probably just... I mean, if you stop at an accident, you're often going to cause another accident.
Yeah, what am I going to really do?
You can call it in, yes.
Yeah, I called it in. That's all I did.
Either, that is kind of how pileups happen sometimes, which is sad. So you did the right thing. I saw one that I'm surprised I didn't mention it already. It was 1 a.m. just last night.
Last night?
Last night, yeah.
Oh.
I didn't get a chance to... I was honestly going to mention it when we were working on the movie after, just hanging out and things. I didn't see the accident, but I saw the aftermath, which was it was disturbing aftermath. It was a motorcycle that was on its side, and the guardrail was gouged halfway into the driver's seat. I mean, when people say he wrapped his car around a pole, wrapped motorcycle around a pole, it was gouged halfway into the driver's seat. There was no sign of the driver, but that accident looked very lethal. Big fire truck and police car right there. And
it's always dark when you see a scene and you see a motorcycle and you don't see anybody.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
long skid mark, and then on the driver's seat, the motorcycle bent in half around the guardrail. I mean, that was...
That's rough.
Yeah.
On a lighter note, one time I delivered to a hotel. Or maybe it was like one of those buildings in Miami that seem like hotels, but they're actually apartment buildings. Mm-hmm. And it was, I remember, it was where my friend Richard used to live in Brickell. It was an order from the 7-Eleven that's part of the building to a unit in the building.
Yeah.
Because I accepted it because I saw 0.1 miles, $4. I was like, I want to see what this is about. And it was from the 7-Eleven, just take the elevator up and deliver it to them. And I had to scan their ID because it was beer. Mm-hmm. And so I get there, I knock, I wait, nothing. And then I just start hearing full out loud sex noises. I'm not going to do them, but physical and vocal, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, you don't
and then so I call, and I hear the phone ringing while the sex noises are happening. And then the guy hangs up on me, and I hear the sex noises stop. Because I guess he's like, oh, the guy's here. And he hung up, and he opened the door, kind of like putting like his shirt back on, out of breath, sweaty, big fat dude. And he was like, I forgot I ordered this. Thank you. And I'm like, I need your ID. And I was like, grabbing it with like this.
You didn't want to touch anything.
Yeah.
So, sure. That is hilarious. I haven't heard that one yet. Did I tell the story of no tip in the flood?
Yeah. At the Extended Stay America?
Why not? Should I get into it?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I delivered to the Extended Stay yesterday.
Yeah.
0 tip.
That sounds about right for Extended Stay America to me. I mean, that's the thing. We're at the bottom of society anyway, so we're just sort of criticizing the rest of the bottom of society.
Yeah.
So,
we're just crabs, man.
It's been like a fall from grace that only my closest friends really know. But right.
Sorry, just to interject for 1 second. I am in Miami. I'm constantly terrified of delivering to somebody I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, I feel the same way.
Which I did once,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh my God, I know this Oscar." And thankfully, it was leave at door, so I left the door, took the picture, and right away, because my closest friends all know, but I don't want to like somebody that I didn't have the best relationship in high school with, see me and be like, "Look at this clown, he's doing DoorDash."
Exactly. Who wants someone like that in their life gloating over their misfortunes? Okay, a couple of weeks back, as anyone might remember, there was an enormous hurricane that was blowing off the coast of the East Coast. It did not make landfall. What it did cause was a lot of flash floods all over Florida, including,
I think all the way from Miami to the Carolinas.
yeah,
Yeah.
huge storm patterns as we always get with hurricanes. So, I was out on a Thursday night when one of these flash floods was beginning, and I wanted to go home, but I said to myself, you know what? People are going to order food like crazy in this dark, drenching downpour. I'm already out. I'm going to keep working. In the space of an hour, it went from dry streets and a misty day to water that was sometimes halfway up my shins, always rolling over my ankles, whirlpooling down into the drains, pounding rain. I mean, I could not believe.
Sometimes you're not even sure if your car can make it through it.
Oh, yeah. Lots of hydroplaning.
Yeah.
It was the hydroplaning Olympics.
Weird sounds coming out of the engine.
Definitely. Free car wash and like a full undercarriage and everything because it was just absolute drenching. Okay, pizza order. Not my favorite for a number of reasons, but, they're just often not that profitable. Sometimes they're great. But it was a cash on delivery, which I no longer do.
Yeah.
And this story is one of the reasons. Cash on delivery for $42.98 in cash and bringing 3 pizzas. So I get to the extended stay America, and I get up to the 3rd floor, and I look like I've gone swimming at this point. I mean, just head to toe, because I had practically had to wade through the parking lot to get the pizza up there. And I thought, it's going to be worth it. I don't know why I told myself that, but I was just telling myself that, because why not? So I get in there. Obviously, the AC's freezing when you're completely soaked, obviously. Get up to the 3rd floor, and someone meets me right in front of the elevator and tucks $60 in crisp 20s into my hand. And I hand her the pizza. And I say, do you want change? I didn't have a lot of cash to make change, so I said, but I could pop down to the front desk, get you any change you want. She said, oh, I don't know, my daughter ordered it. So, obviously, I'm talking to the grandmother, the mother ordered it, and I open the door, and there's 4 or 5. Honestly, there was a lot of kids right there. And DoorDash is starting to give me alerts, you're late on this delivery, I wasn't late, she had the food. And so I asked the mother, do you want change? And she said, how much did she give you? And I showed her. She took all the money back. And I heard a whole bunch of shuffling. And I was standing there trying to tell DoorDash that I was not running late, but they don't give you a way to do that. Because when DoorDash messages you, your message goes to the customer, not to DoorDash.
Yeah.
So if you want to say, no, I found the customer, or if you're under a concrete roof and you can't hit the confirm, basically the app fails you at certain key moments.
Only in key moments.
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually. That's a good point, actually. It's like you want to complete a delivery, but you're under you're in a no service zone. You want to do this, you want to do that. It sent you to the leasing office, but you're at a building 500, 1,000 yards away because that nobody lives at a leasing office, and the app still doesn't think of this.
I've left food at a leasing office. If they don't respond within 5 to 10 minutes,
I don't blame you. Yeah.
Just leave it there, take the picture.
Yeah, and you that is exactly where the app tells you to go.
Yeah.
So it's really.
And if they want their food, they can walk their happy ass down to the leasing office.
So at last, running late, losing out on next deliveries. She pops back out. We remember the number was $42.98. She took. I heard the words audibly just before the door opened. No tip. She tucked $43 into my hand, closed the door, and then I heard. And there's nothing you can do about that. It's just part of the game, part of the job. Sometimes you get a windfall, sometimes you get stiffed. That's just how. I think that's just how service jobs are in general. But then I heard the grandmother, who had originally tucked as a tease $60 into my hand, this wanted a $20 tip. It's like, I didn't want that. That's why I offered you change and followed you back. Do you have to roast me after impoverishing me?
They roasted you for being reasonable and kind.
And patient.
Because you could have just been like, thank you, and grabbed the 60 and dipped.
I did have a chance to do that, and it was tempting, they say don't look a gift.
Yeah,
horse
but then
in the mouth.
DoorDash calls you and they're like, you gotta drive back, and then
That could happen, but I haven't encountered that situation yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible, right? The customer has called me when, little things happen. Hey, did the restaurant, this is not in the bag, is it still in your car? No, the restaurant did not pack, the restaurant just didn't give you what you ordered. Weirdest mistake that a restaurant's made, order of cinnamon buns from one Stoner's Pizza, which is a ghost kitchen, meaning it's actually 3 restaurants under one header, Stoner's Kitchen.
yeah, but is it an actual
Stoner's Pizza.
brick and mortar? It's a real place.
The Stoner's Pizza is a brick and mortar where there's no sit down, but you can walk up,
Okay.
sit on a waiting bench like a Pizza Hut and order pizza.
Mm-hmm.
But they
Yeah, it's kind of how like Denny's also has the meltdown for their sandwiches, and they have like Pizza Hut has a wing mania or something like that, and it's just for their wings. Yeah.
I don't know why not just include it on the restaurant's menu, but
Marketing. It's
Yeah,
marketing. Yeah.
so the cinnamon rolls go out. I take a photo of the receipt. You can't open the bags. This becomes important later. I bring the cinnamon rolls, and I get a call from the customer while I'm on to my next delivery. This is hamburgers. This was supposed to be 4 cinnamon rolls, but this is 2 cinnamon rolls and 2 hamburgers. And I asked them, well, what does the receipt say? It says 4 cinnamon rolls. And
Well,
it
your
said,
your
"But
hands
wait a
are
minute,
clean
you
there."
confirmed. Well, the customer asked, but I don't understand. You confirmed that there were cinnamon rolls in the order. I said, look, the DoorDash drivers aren't allowed to open the bags. We're not supposed to. I don't visually.
I
check.
always put bag is sealed even if the bag is open.
Sure. Yeah. I've never opened a bag, and I never would because I don't want to invite that kind of trouble into my life.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I just said the reality is the only way that I verify is by the receipt. So if that receipt says 4 cinnamon rolls, I have to assume that inside the box.
Yeah,
is
the customers almost think that we're working with the restaurant. We're simply contractors that we have.
Yeah.
We're basically like truckers.
Yeah.
You know that truckers will bid on a delivery on freight,
Sure.
freight, and then so brokers just DoorDash is basically the brokers between restaurants and customers, and we are just simply the contracted delivery
Yeah.
people. So we're not working in conjunction with the restaurant whatsoever. So it's not up to us. We don't check the order. It's not up to us. It's up to the restaurant. Our job is just get it to you on time.
Yeah.
People fail to understand that aspect.
Yeah, and I don't blame them because it is a little, it's a little obscure, and it
Yeah.
seems like also the app puts you on the hook for customer service. Like they don't get to message the restaurant; they get to message you.
Yeah.
So of course, I mean, it's they're not doing anything wrong by thinking that.
You know that in Miami, there's ghost kitchens that are straight up just a kitchen in a warehouse, and
Yeah, I've seen those.
it's like 15 restaurants all operating from the same kitchen. You get there, and it's an iPad with an AI system. You show them your phone, and a locker opens, and you have the food. And there's like sushi, tacos, burgers, wings,
Oh,
and it's
wow.
just one kitchen that cooks all this stuff.
Yeah, the Dash Marts felt like discovering a secret of some kind as well. The first time I
Dash Marts?
Well,
We might not have that down there.
yeah, I haven't seen one of those kitchens. What you'll probably do some orders from while you're working around town is Dash Mart, which is a 24/7 supermarket that is basically hidden inside the type of building you could drive past your entire life and never really look at or see. So it's tucked away. Think of like 3 unrented office buildings with black felt over the windows.
There's just a store in there?
You ring a doorbell, it opens, AC blasts out in a hot night, and inside you can clearly see that there is an entire supermarket inside this office building, and you often have, I mean, in the Dash Mart around here, it's a lot of Asians in COVID masks or well, I guess,
Masks, yeah.
yeah, just masks, who basically get the shopping list and bring it and.
And so you just pick up the order and go?
Yeah, but this is not any kind of supermarket that you can walk. It's not that it's
Yeah.
not Publix or Winn-Dixie. No one can walk up and shop there.
It's almost like a warehouse, but
You can't even find it on the map.
Yeah.
Outside of the DoorDash map.
Yeah, that's so bizarre.
It's not listed as a business.
yeah, it's like a whole hidden aspect of society that nobody even knows is operating behind closed
exactly.
doors, you know?
Yeah. No, it is like it's like the ghost kitchen. It has that feeling of discovering a secret.
Yeah.
And but I think the part of it that gets me is not the fact that there's a hidden supermarket, the fact that something that big, that an operation that big is so easy to hide.
Yeah.
So easy.
What else are they hiding?
That's the thing. I
Yeah,
mean,
they could hide anything.
that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do I want to take us back to movies?
Yeah, I guess so. Or should we make this a two-parter?
Well, I think we've covered some good ground here. We do have to move on to the next thing.
We covered everything that is DoorDash in
Yeah.
our lives.
So what should everybody expect next from us? Where can they find? Are you putting out any material, or do you want them to go see you anywhere? Is there anything that you want to tell them about?
I have
improv.
no social media
Okay.
presence. I guess just. I mean, I do think we should do a second part to this one.
We will,
before
yeah.
the movie about like the production, but just stay up to the update with all things Tom because everything's gonna be released through him. I think we might release the movie also on my dad's YouTube channel because it's a pretty wide audience.
Well, that'd be very kind.
Yeah,
of you.
25,000 subscribers we can get. Mexican,
great
but
start.
still. We'll put all those details out there. But for me, just stay up to date with Tom. I'm pretty much a ghost on social media. Maybe this will change things. Maybe I'll start growing
Yeah.
a social media presence, because of this project. But yeah, hopefully in a couple of months, you'll be able to find it somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll find it on YouTube within the next month. Hopefully, maybe we can get it to maybe on Shudder.
Yeah. There's a couple of different platforms that take sort of longer short films that I would love to
Yeah.
at least pitch this to. So
We could pitch it to Amuleto.
I'm down. I think I might know someone who would know how to do that actually. Okay, so to put a button on things. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed, and we're gonna work hard to make a movie that you guys will have some fun watching, and it should be out. Wherever we release it, it's gonna be out well before Halloween, so in the perfect genre for the season. And we'll see you next Thursday. And that's all. Thank you. Bye.
Have a good one.